Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dig through company reports so you don't have to. Today we're diving into a report from Aemetis, and let me tell you, it's got more twists and turns than a corn maze, which is fitting since that's part of their business. Before we get started, if you enjoy breaking down corporate documents, then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Also join our Discord channel, there's a link in the description below where you can chat with other investors and enthusiasts. This is an 8K filing, which is basically a snapshot of important events that a company needs to tell its investors about quickly. This particular one is about the results of their annual meeting of stockholders that happened in May of 2025. Stockholders are the people who own shares in the company and get to vote on important decisions. The first big thing on the agenda was electing the board of directors. Think of the board as the company's supervisors. The report shows how many votes each person got. Eric McCoffey received 12,635,736 votes for, and 576 votes for, and 562 26 votes, and Osmond got 12,000. 462,000 twined alt support this person without actually voting against them. There's also this broker non-votes column, which is at 16,049. This happens when people who hold shares through a brokerage firm don't give their broker instructions on how to vote. Brokers usually don't vote these shares on certain matters, so they're just not counted. But in this case, the nominations passed quite easily, so it didn't really matter. Both Eric McAfee and Francis Barton were elected, so they'll be on the board until the 2028 meeting. They basically got renewed for another 3 years. Next up, the stockholders voted on who should be the company's auditor. Auditors are accountants that check the company's books to make sure everything is correct and above board. In this case, the choice was between keeping RSM US LLP or going with someone else. The results are pretty clear. 28,960,545 votes for 270,288 abstained, meaning they didn't pick either side. Basically, the stockholders were overwhelmingly in favor of keeping RSM US LLP as the company's auditor for 2025. Finally, there was a vote on the compensation or pay of the company's top executives. This vote is advisory, meaning that even if the stockholders vote against it, the company doesn't have to change anything. It's more like a suggestion box than a binding decision. The vote was 10,875,885 votes for 215,15, 875 votes, against 1132 votes to abstain, and 16,547 and 16,542 votes to abstain, and 16,504 and 749 in broker non-votes, so the majority of votes cast were in favor of the executive compensation, even though a good chunk of stockholders didn't weigh in, meaning a fair number disagreed or didn't care enough to vote. So let's zoom out and look at what this all means. Everything at the company seems pretty stable. The same people are on the board, the same auditors are checking the books, and most of the stockholders seem okay with how much the executives are getting paid. However, it's worth noting that a significant number of shares weren't voted on the executive pay. This could mean a few things. Maybe some stockholders don't really care about executive compensation, or they might be unhappy but not unhappy enough to actually vote against it. It is hard to know without knowing more. Also, advisory votes are not binding, so at the end of the day it doesn't really matter and the executives get paid whatever they get paid. Overall, this report shows a company that is sticking with the status quo. There are no big surprises or changes, which can be good if things are going well, or bad if they need to shake things up. It really depends on the company itself and how they respond to the current market. Alright, that's our breakdown of Aemetis' latest filing. What's your take on these votes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. And don't forget to check out the Discord server in the description below to talk with the rest of the community. Thanks for watching. See you next time.